I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last, and they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.
Welcome to the C&C Auto Show. Each week we give you a chance to get free advice, tips, and information about your car, truck, or SUV. So sit back and relax. Standing by live at the CCD studios are experts Aaron Clements and John Ryan Booney.
And I'm Aaron Clements.
I'm John Ryan.
And we are here to give you information on ways to make your car, truck, or SUV safer, to make it more dependable and to make it last longer for less money and less hassle. We work in the shops during the daytime, and we gain a lot of information about these cars, and we want to come out and share it with you on the weekends.
That's right, because we don't know anything else. So.
That's what we enjoy doing. Now, we have several different methods of sharing things with you. Now, our preferred method is by the telephone. We love doing that. On Saturday mornings between 8 and 10, you can join the show. That's at 706-863-5800. Of course, you can also watch the show live on Saturday mornings at ccautoshow.com, and you'll get to see us do some kind of silly stuff.
That
we
would
have
be
Nerf
you,
gun
but
fights
okay.
and a lot of other things like that. Any other time, you can send your questions to ccautoshow@gmail.com, and you can also watch past shows at CC Auto Show. Well, it's on the CC Auto Show YouTube channel. Just tune in there. And our theme today of today's show is things that bug drivers. Now, here's an example that I have, and this may ring a bell to some people. You top a hill at night, and in front of you, it looks like a 747 jet's landing in front of you. Now, it's normally a big four-wheel drive truck with 8 high-intensity lights over the roll bar and 4 along the bumper. Well, John Ron, that describes your truck.
No, it doesn't. No.
Don't cut those things
What
on
you forgot to say is there's normally a generator powering all of them in the truck bed running.
And then after the truck goes by, you can't see for about 15 minutes.
Yeah,
you're blind.
You pulled over right into that pine tree.
Your retinas are burned.
Yep. It happens.
Now, we are ready to go to the phone. Well, let me mention one other quick thing. I'm going to say that if you're looking for a good professional repair facility, go to Napa
And you
Auto
still
Care.
have retinas.
And you have retinas. Go to NapaAutoCare.com. And if you'd like to purchase parts, including bulbs, wipers, all the other things, you can go to NapaOnline.com.
Not high intensity bulbs.
For the Napa parts store. Don't get the high intensity. Napa parts store near you. And John Ryan, where are we going to?
All right, and let's go over to, looks like James.
Sounds good. Good morning, James, and welcome to the show.
Good morning.
And good morning to you.
Yeah, I was listening to you. I got a couple of things there. One, the thing that really irked me before I get to the other problem
Okay.
is that people driving in the rain in these fancy luxury automobiles that has defeated the automatic lights. You know, they drive with no lights. They got all kinds of fog lights, fancy lights, LED lights. Everything been defeated.
And not a one of them are on.
Well, so it will come on automatically, but they will go to manual and defeat it, and that irks me after these.
That's because they've been on automatic so long, they don't even know where the switch is.
Yeah.
They've never used it manually.
Yeah, driving it with no headlights.
What they're doing is they're trying to trade up a year. They're trying to total that one out, aren't they?
Hey, one other quick one, and when they got a free right turn, sometimes the other cars don't have access to that lane. Robert Jones, the Peach Orchard. They got a straight turn. They'll sit there, sit there, sit there. And when they do go, they'll go all the way across to the Buzz Light.
Yep, that does happen quite frequently.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Now, that $97 Ram, one quick one, the air conditioner works, low cold, but when I get down on it, accelerate, it diverts the air up to the defrost. When I get up off the gas, it come back to the...
That's a fuel-saving economy feature on that one, actually. Mm-hmm. It tells you to stop flooring it.
Yeah, let off the gas a little bit, and it comes back out the vents. And
James, you have a vacuum leak in your HVAC system. What happens a lot of times is it's probably got a small crack in there, and there's not enough vacuum on an engine when you're going up a long grade hill. There's no engine vacuum because you're under throttle, and when you let off the gas, the engine builds vacuum again. Then it pulls those vents where they need to go. On that particular model, you said 97. When you pop the hood, look on the passenger side. There's going to be a black vacuum line that goes over to the valve cover to the engine, and you'll probably see it. There's about a 90-degree bend right there, and it cracks normally right there. But it's a visual vacuum line that you can see, and just look for any cracks or deterioration.
Sounds painful, John. Right?
Yeah,
you got a crack in your HVAC system.
Yeah. Hey, would you rather me say you have a HVAC module that went bad?
I'm just glad this is not some kind of medical show, and you say, you got a crack in your HVAC system.
Just need to bolt that arm back together.
You guys have a great day. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, James.
Thank you very much, James. We appreciate it. And where are we going to now, John Ryan?
All right, Aaron, let's go over to Mike.
All right. Good morning, Mike, and welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Good morning. How are you?
We are doing very well. Thank you.
All right. I have a 2002 Mazda Tribute, and the serpentine belt broke. And then the car stalled. I'm guessing that it ran the battery dead.
Mm-hmm. Put you in tennis shoe mode.
Right. So I replaced the belt, and I can't get it to start.
Oh, okay. So it sounds like you're on the right track. No doubt that serpentine belt also, runs the alternator. Do you have any battery power inside the car? Does it, do the lights come on or anything like that?
Yeah, everything seems to be working. The gauges, I can hear the fuel pump turn on when I turn the key.
Right.
It's just not turning over. I've tried to jump it. I've had the battery tested and recharged.
Right.
Battery's good, and it won't turn over.
Wow, okay. Mike, on this particular vehicle, it's very similar to a Ford Escape, which they have the same instrument cluster. Do you see a theft light blinking by any chance?
No, I don't remember seeing that.
Okay, look extra close in that area. We've seen several times on these Ford Escapes, the Tributes, again, just a very similar vehicle. What happens a lot of times is even on a simple battery replacement, it can actually lose the key program because it is a security key, and you are using the key that you would always use, correct?
Right.
Okay. There's a theft light on there, and what you do is you cut the key on, and just like you were going to start it, hold it in the start position, and you'll see the theft light. It'll either blink or stay solid, and that's what you want to look for. You want to see if it went out. If it does not go out, it probably has a basically what they call a PATS, passive anti-theft system problem. Because that normally the reason I say that is that's the only thing that disables that starter motor. If it does not recognize the key, it thinks it could be a screwdriver or a ice pick or whatever they steal cars with.
Okay.
It will limit the power going to the starter. Short of that, if it is getting power, of course, it could be a starter problem. But I'm just trying to put things in line with what you said. It sounds like the battery died, and I don't see a starter going bad just because the battery did. I see more of a security type problem because the battery went dead.
Okay, so I want to look for a blinking theft light?
That is correct. If I remember correctly, it's like kind of the upper left-hand corner of the instrument panel.
Okay,
but either way, it's on the instrument panel.
And then I'll have to have the key reprogrammed?
Yeah, unfortunately, they're going to need the whole vehicle to do that. You would have to go into the data link connector and communicate with the vehicle, and you actually have to have two good working keys. Do you have two keys?
No, I think I only have one.
Man, I wish I had better news for you. You actually have to have two keys no matter what. It programs the first one, you have to put another one in so it knows you're not, trying to gimmick the system and steal it. But they're not that expensive or anything like that. So no doubt there's some tests that we'd like to do, check codes, see if it says, Pat's key not detected, that kind of stuff, to be absolutely sure. But I kind of feel like that's the route. Aaron, you agree with that?
I agree with everything you mentioned. Sounds perfect.
Okay.
All right, if he agrees, then I'll check that out then.
Okay.
Well, I have a hard time adding anything to that. Everything was perfect.
Yeah. I thought you were going to say fill the horn up with a can of beep.
I couldn't think of anything extra. I was trying, but I couldn't.
All right, Mike. We appreciate the phone call. Hope that helps you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you, Mike. We do appreciate it. And where are we going?
All right, Aaron. Let's go over to Scotty.
Great idea. Good morning, Scotty, and welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Good morning, fellas. I appreciate your show.
Appreciate you calling.
I have a 08 F-250 diesel 6.4. Been having a few problems with the AC. A bunch of things went wrong with it all at once. I noticed it was not cooling any longer when you stop at a red light or something. It would, the fan's still running, but the cold air stops.
Right. The magic went away.
That the fan up front under the hood is just barely turning when it's at idle. So much so that you can actually just stop it with your finger.
Wow.
That fan clutch is electric. How do I tell if I have an electrical problem or if it's just the fan clutch? Because that thing's expensive.
Yeah, it is. That's a great question. It does sound like you hit the nail on the head. Of course, at idle, it requires, the AC pressures get very, very high and need to be cooled down because, of course, that's what the fan does. It pulls air across the condenser. By any chance, is the check engine light on?
No, sir.
Wow, I'm very surprised. Normally, there's a system that monitors that RPM speed of the fan itself, and when it does not match what we call desired, the computer says, I want it to be this speed, and it, of course, is looking for it, and if it does not match, it normally illuminates a light. So I'm very shocked at that. But yes, what you would normally do, it does require some special tools, typically the factory tool. You want to go in there and you want to command the fan speed, at whatever you want it to be. You can, 1,000 RPM, 2,000, 3,000, just like the engine RPM. And you want to see the actual match the desired. And if it does not, the only other thing to do is check it electronically. And just like you mentioned, you want to make sure it's not an electric problem. So you go and check the power, the voltage, and of course the duty cycle, which is what's controlling it. I will tell you that we see a ton of those fans go bad. Don't want to say just throw it at it because just like you said, that's a very expensive fan. Would recommend doing some diagnostics, but it's not uncommon to have to replace that fan for that very reason.
Okay.
And you already know this. They built the entire truck around it.
It took me quite a while just to replace the belt.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to be a contortionist, have like 30,000 tools, and no doubt. It's pretty tough.
Real long arms.
Yeah, real long arms. That's normally about a two-person belt there.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, it is.
Well, Scotty, we're all out of time. I hope that helps you.
All right. Thank you,
Thank
fellas.
you.
I appreciate it.
Okay. All right, Aaron, wrap us up. First
Time for
break.
a real quick break. When we return, we will talk about when and where you should share. We'll be right back.
Mozart toasties are so very great. Kids rejoice when Mozart's on their plate.
They know they're quite nutritious
And so delicious.
They'll lick the dishes, and soon you'll realize how impactful your kids' involvement in the arts can be.
They'll get better grades, make more friends, and express their individuality. When they learn to play some music, act or paint or dance or write creatively.
Hot from the toaster and filled with the essential creative thinking skills of an 18th century musical genius, Mozart Toasties are an important part of an arts-healthy childhood. Studies show that involvement in the arts helps kids increase test scores and promotes academic achievement. Feed your kids the arts. For 10 simple ways to learn how, visit AmericansForTheArts.org. The arts. Ask for more. Brought to you by Americans for the Arts, the NAM Foundation, and the Ad Council.
I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last, and they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.
Thanks for listening to the C&C Auto Show with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two real live automotive maintenance and repair experts who actually work on all kinds of vehicles every week. So they're always up to date on what's happening in the automotive world. We'll be right back with more of the C&C Auto Show before you know it. So don't you dare touch that dial.
The most important asset of any company is its people, and if your employees come into regular contact with your customers and the general public, they are the ones who create the overall perception and image of your business. When your associates are nicely dressed and feel good about what they're wearing, they are naturally more confident, in a better mood, and more likely to take pride in where they work and what they do for a living. That means, as a rule, that your employees will in turn treat your customers even better. Professional, attractive, well-branded uniforms are one of the most important investments you can make to improve your company's image and morale. I trust G&K Services to provide uniforms for all of our associates, and I can confidently recommend G&K Services for your business or professional practice. G&K Services, providing the finest uniform services for over 100 years. Visit them online at gkservices.com. That's gkservices.com.
This is Joey. Leave a message at the beep.
Joey, this is Katie. You promised me you'd call in the morning, and that was 2 weeks ago.
Is your computer guy treating you like a bad date? Constantly missing deadlines? Not fixing things right the first time? Giving you the geek speak runaround?
Katie, this is Joey. It's not you. It's me. I lied. It's you.
It's time to break up and see other people. Make a date with IntelliSystems.
President and CEO Kevin Wade.
Rely on us for your technology so you can focus on your business.
Hello, this is Joey.
Joey!
At IntelliSystems, we answer our phones live. No technical jargon. We speak plain English, promise to respond in 60 minutes or less for most problems, and you often get someone right away.
Well, hello.
Our clients certify our industry-best customer service.
IntelliSystems, the small business IT department. IntelliSystems.com.
Let's go back to the CCB studios in downtown Augusta with more of today's C&C Auto Show. Here's Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney.
And we're back, and we're taking questions Saturday mornings 8 to 10 at 706-863-5800. And
questions and comments on the
questions
show.
And comments. And we're talking about things that bug other drivers today, too. Mm-hmm. So if you got something that you want to get off of your chest, you can. You can, any other time, you can send your question to ccautoshow@gmail.com. And sharing the road is very important. On a 2-lane roads, you normally deserve half of the road.
I go with that.
All right, but some people like to take their half of the road in the middle, and that's not good. So I guess what I'm saying is that it bugs me when somebody rides in the middle of the road down a 2-way highway. And for your safety and the safety of others, stay between the lines. Okay.
That's what they say.
Where we're going.
All right, Aaron, let's go over to Ron.
Good morning, Ron, and welcome to the show.
Good morning, fellas. 2 things that bug me is the inability of some drivers to park within a designated parking space.
Yeah, I like that.
Oh, my God. You get into a busy area, and there'll be one space open, and these jerks will park catty-cornered. They'll have the front end in part of the lane and the back end in another parking space. And it drives you nuts. There's nothing more embarrassing to have to leave your car through your sky roof or your back
exactly.
seat.
But did she just come out the trunk?
And sometimes they do it intentionally because they might have a car. They say, I want to make sure that nobody parks next to my car.
Well, here's a tip. If somebody does that, you're going to get a dent from the guy that's mad beside you. I promise you.
Yeah, that might be worse.
Yeah.
And you ever see the one car, the person that parks way out in the back of the parking lot where nobody else will be around them, and then somebody pulls up in a truck.
Yeah.
that's
huge, you know,
that's been hunting.
Yep.
And everything else parks right next to it.
Or you do that and you go out and you do it way at the back of Walmart or whatever, and you go out, nothing around you. You go around the passenger side and there's a buggy in the door.
Exactly. And that's the reason why I try not to maintain a nice car. I keep my Mad Max vehicles.
There you go.
So that you can't intimidate me. I mean, you can't think that you're going to hurt my car.
Well,
my truck.
I take pride in parking perfect. I'll get out, and if I think it's wrong, I'm going to get in and fix it.
John Ryan keeps a tape measure in his car.
Just about. I'm pretty picky about it.
I've done the same thing. I have gotten out of my vehicle, especially at a restaurant.
Oh, absolutely.
And it's a nice restaurant, and people, are trying to get in and out. I've gotten out and looked at my vehicle and said, "My God, that's horrible."
Yep.
Gotten back in it and straightened it out.
Ron, I normally, before I go to a restaurant, I'm there for about 10 minutes trying to pick the good parking spot. I always try and park on a curbside just to rule that one side out,
Exactly.
Say a prayer for the other side.
Oh, yeah. Oh, exactly. And another big pet peeve, how did it get to a point to where we can't buy a gas can that you can operate with two hands?
Man, I'm going to tell you, you got it. That's about annoying, isn't it?
I agree with trying to reduce the number of deaths, but there's a point when the whole natural selection thing has to work.
Yeah.
If you're too stupid to operate a gas can with a nozzle and two hands, then you shouldn't be dealing with gas.
I agree. You're right, though. There's one. I bought one not too long ago for my lawnmower, and I swear you have to have 3 people to operate. You have to pull a sleeve, turn the collar, then you have to somehow pick it up now that you got 2 hands on the nozzle. Yeah, I don't know.
That's the one I bought.
Yeah, and then the other crazy thing is, I realize that it's trying to not vent it. But Ron, when it's sitting in the garage or in the back of your truck, and you open that thing, it'll shoot gas from me to Aaron over here. So I don't know what it just saved.
That's what I can't understand. The old when the days when you could go to an Army surplus store and buy an old jerry can.
Yeah.
Then all you had to do was take the top off, put the funnel on, put the gas in,
and not spill it.
Great system. When you tip the can up, you shoot the gas in.
Yeah.
And it had
it will. You have to aim for the truck now.
Yeah. Oh God. And now there's not even a vent system, so it sucks.
Exactly.
If you could find a second person to risk their lives to hold that little latch down on this new one, and then you push it in, and you're trying to get the back end of it up to take the gas in, then it'll take a good gush, and then it has no way of getting any more air in the can, so it starts this big sucking process.
And too, Ron, you probably noticed the nozzles are shorter than they ever have been. You can't even get them to the filler neck of a vehicle anymore. You have to have a funnel now.
Exactly. You got to buy a gas can and a funnel.
Man,
and maybe that was their intention.
We got problems, don't we?
Yeah, Ron, it sounds like we hit a nerve here.
I'm telling you. But not to worry. I'm on Prozac, so everything's fine.
That was after the gas can, correct?
Exactly.
Doc, look at this can, man.
You guys have a great weekend.
You too, Ron.
Thank you, Ron. We appreciate it. Okay. Now we have the gas can.
Yeah, we got that one on the table there.
Yeah, that one's there. Okay, where we're going?
All right, Aaron, let's go over to Rick.
Good morning, Rick, and welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Good morning. After listening to that, I forgot my question.
You went and kicked your gas can, didn't you?
Yeah.
Don't lose your old one, because if you buy a new one, you'll be in trouble.
Yeah, I'm thinking about hitting the yard sales just to get me the right gas.
Yeah, they're on eBay, high dollar.
Yeah. Well, my question is, I've got a 98 Mercury Villager, and that the last month it started making a little bump as I start off. If I start off slow, it's a little bump. If I start off quick, it's a big bump. And, and sometimes, I guess when it's shifting from second to third, I get a little hard shift. But am I getting transmission problems? Do I have a motor mount problem?
That's actually what I was going to ask, Rick. Does it by any chance make a bump when you initially, say, you crank it up in the morning, you put it in drive? Do you feel a similar bump or no?
Yeah, I do.
You do? The reason I ask is those, believe it or not, that van is a 98 Nissan Quest, actually. That is a Nissan chassis, of course, engine, powertrain, everything, the whole 9 yards. And those engine mounts are fluid dampeners. They actually have a fluid in them, and they're, of course, rubber isolated. And when the fluid leaks out of them, which you don't really never see it on the ground, of course, because it's almost like a wax, the mounts get very, very hard. And I can tell you how to do this. Don't recommend doing this in front of your garage door or, anything like that. But if you put it in drive, hold your foot on the brake, and give it a little bit of gas, we call it power braking it. A lot of times you can feel that engine actually physically lift up in the van. You let off the throttle, you feel it drop back in the van. And that's just kind of a characteristic of a mount that's basically worn out. And it can do that. The transmission may be shifting just fine, but there's no dampening from it, and you feel each shift because, of course, it's going into another range. So when you said that, and just again knowing the beast there, it reminded me of definitely an engine mount type problem.
And you can check the rear ones by putting it in reverse and doing the same thing.
Yeah, make sure your wife's car is not behind you.
Yeah.
It's beside me. All right. I appreciate that very much.
Well, we thank you very much.
You have a good day.
And you have a great day, too. Okay, and John Ryan, where are we going to next?
Well, Aaron, we got about 2.5 minutes. Let's see if we can squeeze Tom in. Tom, you got 2.5 minutes there, buddy.
Oh, this is going to be an easy one for you guys. I appreciate your show.
Absolutely.
Easy one.
Okay, I got an 89 Chevy conversion van. JR, you ought to know it.
I do. I remember it.
Stuff on that.
Yep.
Well, I was the most popular person in Evans yesterday because the horn started going every time I turned the wheel.
Oh, man, that's not good.
Oh, man, I had to stop on the side of the road and pull the connection off. I haven't done anything to it. What can that possibly be?
On that particular van, this column was in everything back in those days. And what you have is you have a contact ring for the horn. And it's basically just a copper ring, and the steering wheel has a button, again, a copper button. And as you turn the steering wheel, the button rides on the copper ring. I'm actually showing you that with hand motions, but you obviously can't see that. So anyways, what happens a lot of times that it's actually on a spring. Well, when the spring breaks, it pushes the contact ring together, and in certain spots, when you turn it just right, it will actually, of course, make the horn go off. If you were wanting to drive it, of course, you could hook it back up, find the horn, disconnect the horn, or possibly take out. That one doesn't have a specific horn fuse. I believe it's in line with like the radio and some other electrical stuff. But if you look in the fuse box, you should see one that, if I'm not mistaken, that is on radio. Pull the radio fuse. That way you can at least drive it, the time being. That way you don't have it put down.
I pulled the connection on the horn. I mean,
okay, good.
This is not good.
Right.
Yeah. Tom, when you're having a bad day?
You know what?
When your horn gets stuck when you're behind the Hells Angels.
Somebody like that, I'm telling you, man. People are looking at me like, are you crazy or what? I'm just sitting there at a light, when I make a turn, and I just move it a little bit, and the horn's going off.
Tom, you didn't get brake check, did you? But yeah, it does.
Can I get to that at the steering wheel?
What's that? I'm sorry.
Can I get to it at the steering wheel?
You can get to it at the steering wheel. I will tell you have to have a steering wheel puller, so it's a little bit tricky to remove it. It's a tapered fit, which of course the steering wheel's tapered the opposite way, so it's a very, very tight fit. So you do have to have a puller. The biggest thing is, Tom, you already know this. Finding that part, being an 89, we'd have to do some real good searching and everything. I got 2 or 3 resources that we could probably track it down for you, though.
All right. Well, you guys are good at it. I'll just leave it at that, okay?
All right. Sounds good, Ron.
Thank you, Tom.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. And we will be right back. And when we return, I'll mention why getting boxed in bugs other drivers. We'll be right back.
Take an ordinary putty knife and scrape off the old wax ring. Place the new wax ring over the flange, then line up the bolts with the bowl and gently set in place, making sure a proper seal is created with the flange and drain. Next.
Dad?
Yeah, sweetie.
Is that an old plumbing manual?
Oh, yeah, honey.
We really need to get some new books.
Right, do you want me to stop?
Nah, I kind of want to know how it ends.
Okay. Tighten the bolts, line up the flushing valve to the opening in the top of the bowl, and secure the tank with a screwdriver and crescent wrench.
The smallest moments can have the biggest impact on a child's life. Take time to be a dad today. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Welcome to the C&C Auto Show. This hour is brought to you in part by your local Napa Auto Care Centers. For as far back as I can remember, Napa Auto Parts has been known as the parts supplier for the professional automotive repair shops. I remember walking into our local Napa store when I was just 13 years old. It was like a social club for technicians. We would talk to other technicians about new techniques and equipment. We knew we were buying good quality parts, and we would all get advice from the very knowledgeable people standing at the counter. Wow, those were great memories. Well, a lot has changed over the years. We now order most of our parts online, and we very seldom pick our parts up. We place the order, and they magically appear a short period of time later. We have megabytes of information at our fingertips. The name of the game is to get it done correctly but fast. But some things have stayed the same. Napa still caters to the professional shops, and they still sell good, high-quality parts. Some good things just get better. To find a Napa Auto Care Center near you, go to napaautocare.com.
You're listening to the C&C Auto Show with Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASE certified master technicians who really appreciate you taking your time to join us today. We'll be right back with more from Aaron and John Ryan. So stay right here where you are for more great car care advice on the C&C Auto Show.
If you're looking for a good used car, truck, or SUV, there is a place that I can proudly recommend that you call, and that would be my good longtime friend Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. Philip Hawkins has been very successful for two reasons. The first, that he was born with the gift of being able to listen to what a person's transportation needs are, then getting to know what they like and do not like, along with what they plan to invest. Then he seems to find the perfect car, truck, or SUV for that person. The second reason is it is build a reputation based on trust. People trust Philip, and he has earned that trust. If you're looking for a nice used vehicle, I recommend Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. They are located at 2000 Jefferson Davis Highway in Graniteville, South Carolina. They also have a great website with pictures of lots of cars that are in stock at hawkinsmc.com, or you can give them a call, 803-593-5990. Again, that number is 803-593-5990.
Worry dolls are very small and colorful dolls traditionally made in Guatemala. A person who cannot sleep due to worrying can express their worries to a doll and place it under the pillow before going to sleep. According to folklore, the doll is thought to worry in the person's place, thereby permitting the person to sleep peacefully. The person will wake up without their worries, having been taken away by the dolls during the night.
Don't you wish it was that easy to get rid of your business IT worries?
IntelliSystems President and CEO Kevin Wade.
IntelliSystems has been around for 21 years. Rely on us for your technology so you can focus on your business. We answer our phones live. No technical jargon. We speak plain English, promise to respond in 60 minutes or less for most problems, and you often get someone right away.
IntelliSystems, the small business IT department.
Our clients certify our industry-best customer service. Call us at IntelliSystems and put your technology worries at ease.
No worry doll required.
IntelliSystems.com.
Let's go back to the CCB studios in downtown Augusta with more of today's C&C Auto Show. Here's Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney.
And we are answering questions, and we do have a theme going on that has to do with things that bug drivers. And there's nothing worse than coming out to your car to find that it has been boxed in by the other cars on the curb. If a curb parking spot does not have maybe a 2-foot margin on the front and the rear, then you shouldn't park there. By inching up to the cars around you, you're leaving them with no room to get out if they come out there. And this is sure to tick them off.
I have a very easy solution for that.
All right. On Saturday mornings, 8 to 10, give us a call, 706. Oh, what's the easy solution?
Oh, now you want to hear it.
Yeah, now I want to hear it. What is it?
Four-wheel drive.
Oh, okay. What's that tire print on my roof of my car? Okay. Saturday mornings, 8 to 10. Give us a call, 706-863-5800. All other times, send your automotive question to ccautoshow@gmail.com. And, John Ryan, where are we going to?
All right, let's go over to Cliff.
Perfect idea. Good morning, Cliff, and welcome to the show.
Hey, good morning, fellas.
Good morning.
I got a question. Did anybody answer your tech tip?
Yeah, they did.
Yeah, we got answers
did
for
get
it.
an answer to our tech tip.
But you
quiz.
can go ahead and say you had the same one.
They just left the purse on top of the car, so I'm glad somebody got it then.
Mm-hmm.
But here's my question. This is actually my brother's car.
Uh-huh.
He owns a 2003 BMW X5. It's got the V6 in it. But he said about a week or so, he noticed when we got ready to take off at the red light, it would just, if he took off normal, like normal people would take off, it would make like a noise. And like, huh?
Was it a and a
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Something like that.
Now he knows what it is.
Yeah, I didn't know the problem. But if you take off super slow, it worked good.
Uh-huh.
So he looked it up online. He said what he saw was some kind of little plastic gear. I guess it's stripped or whatever. But if he takes off super slow, it'll drive and it'll run fine. You know, you going up top speed or whatever. But if you accelerate on it, it does that. I'm not doing that again. But
Come on, do it one more time, Cliff.
It narrows it down.
One more. That was good.
Yeah, that was good.
Okay.
Cliff, the only thing that comes to mind, especially with him doing that little bit of research on it, the only gear that I know that strips out on that model, that has of course, transfer case to operate the four-wheel drive. And, well, I say four-wheel drive because I'm used to trucks, but that's all-wheel drive, of course. And what happens is, as far as I remember, the gear does get some wear on it, and you actually hear it basically going, because how do I describe this? It's actually a split unit. It's either whatever wheel has traction, that's what it's using.
It's got a viscous dampener.
Well, it does have a viscous dampener, but it also has electric motor to divert the power either out the rear output or out the front.
Uh-huh.
And from what I remember, I've never fixed one of these. I've just heard of it, that the gear does wear out, and you can actually hear the physical engagement of it. If you'd like, I could do some more research on that one, because I don't know which direction to steer you. I don't know if they're replacing the transfer case on those or not.
John Ryan, on that model with servicing the transfer case, is it any chance that may help that?
No doubt. I believe it would, but of course, if it's that
it's
plastic
an actual
gear,
it's not going to do anything.
Right, it's not going to do anything if it's a hard part like that. Cliff, I'd be glad to do some more research on that, see if I can help you out with it.
and that'd be great. They do say it is plastic.
Really? Yeah. I'd rather tell you I don't know than, tell you it's the rear wiper blade and all that kind of stuff.
Well, I appreciate you telling me that. But what he looked up, they said, yeah, you take the bolts off the side, blah, blah, blah. And he don't want to get into all that.
Right.
So that's why he asked me to call y'all, and he figured, he would call y'all and see if y'all thought that was the problem, and if so.
Well, I have heard of that. The one that I'm thinking of, it was actually still under warranty, so that's why we didn't get the be able to fix it and whatnot. But I do vaguely remember that. That was quite some time ago.
It was kind of a rough. It'd be kind of rough for you to give me a rough estimate on that.
Yeah, it sure would. Because again, I don't know the exact repair. I don't know if they were putting the actual gears in them or replacing the whole transfer case or what. But again, I'd gladly do some research for you.
All right. Well, I appreciate it. When will I call you back?
Just give me a call Monday morning if you don't mind, and remind me, and I'll see if I can't do something for you Monday.
Hey, I appreciate it. You gonna be where I call down there where Aaron's at?
No, Right Spur Road. I can give you the phone number if you're ready.
Oh, wait, it's gonna get loud because I got the radio on. I'm running back over here where y'all are at. Okay, I can hear you now.
It's a 706-863-9318.
9318. All right, man. I sure do appreciate that, and I hope
Cliff.
you guys weekend. Hey, what was the answer to the tech tip, by the way?
Answer to the tech tip quiz is that she was driving in the high occupancy lane, and we knew that she was by herself because she had a smart car. It was a gas powered, and her groceries was in the right front seat.
Yeah, I wouldn't have got that. All right. Y'all have a great weekend.
You too, Cliff. Thank you very much. And it is time to take a real quick break. And when we return, we'll give you another thing that bugs other drivers. We'll be right back.
I'll never forget that moment.
Never forget that moment.
As long as I live.
As long as I live.
It started with a phone call.
I got the text when I was at work.
My first call up ever as a member of the National Guard. This was it, the real deal.
When we got to the armory, They briefed us on the wildfires, how they were getting dangerously close to homes.
It was amazing to be a part of this massive operation. Helicopters were going up with huge buckets to drop water on the fires.
Some of the guys in the unit were preparing for firefighting with local fire crews.
We went out in Humvees to help with the evacuations.
At that moment, I got my first taste of just how important the Guard is to my community.
See how the Guard can be an important part of your life at NationalGuard.com. Discover what it means to be a citizen soldier, to serve locally as well as globally. Look into the benefits, including career skills and money for college. Take a moment. Go to NationalGuard.com today.
Sponsored by the South Carolina National Guard, aired by the South Carolina Broadcasters Association and this station.
Welcome to the C&C Auto Show. This hour is brought to you in part by your local Napa Auto Care Centers. If you're looking for a professional automotive repair facility to maintain and repair your vehicle, I recommend calling your local Napa Auto Care Center. Napa Auto Care Centers are built around a quality standard where independent repair business owners are invited to join based on integrity, qualifications, and expertise. That's how Napa Auto Care Centers ensure that you get the best-in-class service that you deserve. From routine maintenance to major repairs, you are covered. And the great part is you're covered wherever you may travel. The work performed by ASE certified technicians at the Napa Auto Care Center that you visit is covered under a 2-year, 24,000-mile nationwide warranty. With over 15,000 Napa Auto Care Centers nationwide, there is sure to be one near you. To find a Napa Auto Care Center near you, go to NapaAutoCare.com or call 1-800-LET-NAPA. I recommend putting that number in your contact list. It will be like having a friend in the auto care business everywhere you go.
Thank you for sharing your morning with us right here on the C&C Auto Show, hosted by Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney, two ASC certified master technicians who believe in helping you make your car run better, last longer while saving you money, and having fun all at the same time. We'll be right back soon, so keep listening.
If you're planning to buy a nice used car, you have 2 routes that you can go. You can decide what you want and what you plan to spend. You hit the internet to find a car, take your weekend or time off work, and then you go look at the car. Then hope that the person that's selling the car is honest and that the title's good, because you know that once you buy it, you're probably on your own. The second way to buy a nice used car is to decide what you want, what you plan to spend, while gaining advice from a professional that has been in the business for over 30 years. And instead of spending your weekend looking at cars, you tell this professional to find what you're looking for if he or she doesn't already have it. Then you buy the car knowing that this professional is honest and dependable. The professional is Philip Hawkins at Philip Hawkins Motor Company. So if you're looking for a nice used car, call the professionals at Philip Hawkins Motor Company, located at 2000 Jefferson Davis Highway in Graniteville, South Carolina. For more information, go to hawkinsmc.com, or you can give them a call at 803-593-5990. I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last, and they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.
Let's go back to the CCB studios in downtown Augusta with more of today's C&C Auto Show. Here's Aaron Clements and John Ryan Mooney.
And we are talking about things that bug drivers, and of course we're taking automotive questions. And here's one that bugs some drivers, and let me know if this ever happened to you. The Green Light Hog is the person that sits reading or talking.
Oh, I know this guy.
Through the green light, and just before, just a split second before it turns red, the person takes off leaving you sitting there through another 5-minute traffic light.
And watch this. Next time that happens, look real close in that guy's mirror. He's laughing. That's the worst part. He realized what happened. He said, look at that guy back there.
I believe most people that do that feel bad. I really do. I think they were looking at their cell phone, or they were daydreaming or doing something else, and all of a sudden they look up and it's green and they pull off and they feel bad.
Do you feel that same way when they're taking a selfie and all that kind of stuff?
No, 'cause I'm going to go ahead and admit it. I've done it to people, and I feel bad when I do it.
Mm-hmm. And then you take off in a Prius, which makes it even worse.
Well, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and take this moment to tell everybody, if I've done that to you, I'm sorry. Now I feel bad.
Now the phones are going to light up. That was you.
Where are we going
you ready to go to Ralph?
I'm ready.
Yeah, let's go over to Ralph.
Good morning, Ralph. Welcome to the C&C Auto Show. Have you ever done that to someone?
I'm not going to admit
it. What can we help with today?
Well, I have a 2004 Toyota Spider soft top.
Mm-hmm.
And this may be more of a body shop question than anything, but recently water has been collecting. There's 2 compartments behind the seats in that car, plastic compartments, and water has been collecting in those compartments.
Mm-hmm.
And also inside the housing where the top folds down into. And what I'm wondering is, and I had when I cleaned all that out, I did find some fragments of paper down in there. And what I'm wondering is, does that car have a drain hole? Because the water's got to go somewhere when it rains.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's not a watertight seal around the soft top.
Like where the soft top meets the body, right?
Right, yeah. Correct. It's not leaking through the top. It's not leaking around the glass anywhere.
Okay.
But I'm wondering, is that water supposed to just run through the body when it rains?
Ralph, I can't say I've worked on that particular car. Of course, those are kind of rare anyways. I can tell you that on a Mitsubishi Eclipse convertible we had not very long ago, very similar system. The top is actually almost recessed in the body. So, of course, correct. Like you mentioned, the rainwater has to shed, inside a track and then outside the car. On this particular car, and I'd probably be willing to bet this one's set up similar just because we see, similarities in different vehicles. But basically where we call them the B-pillar posts, basically where the door and the door latch and all that stuff is, they're at the very bottom of that track, there's actually a tray, for lack of better words, that allows the water to roll down and then down into like the wheel wells, basically. And what we see so many times is, pine straw, leaves, debris, you name it, maybe even your little paper there gets in those basically drain holes and stops them up. So then it starts backing up, and it may fill up different things, like you mentioned, those little compartments behind the seats and stuff like that. So that
does sound very similar to what has happened. And it's just done that recently. And I did have some stuff stored behind those seats on that little tray.
Right.
And paper. I did get a lot of paper out of that, as much as I could.
Right.
That I could reach, and that sounds a lot like what,
well, I'll tell you again, having not worked on that Mitsubishi before for that very problem, what we did was we lifted up on a rack, and I realize you don't have a rack, but we lifted up on a rack and actually found the drains where they drained underneath the car. And now we had no clue where they were inside. So what we did, we got a technician inside the car. I got underneath it, put a little shop air on it. And, of course, not only did we hear the air inside the car, found the location of it, of course, it was kind of funny. It actually, sprayed him in the face and all that stuff. So then we found the problem. And so I don't know if you have access to, shop air or even, you could use the water hose if you had. Now, obviously, it's going to put a little water in the car, but it's already there to find the location of where it actually drains out.
Right. I was going to try both of those, and I was also going to try a flashlight.
Yeah, there you go.
Wait till it gets dark and just shine a flashlight down through there and see if I can see the light through the car.
Absolutely, yeah.
All right. Thank you, guys.
All right. Well, we hope that helps.
Yep. Thank you.
Thanks. And thank you very much. And where will we be going next?
All right, here we got, 5-6 minutes left?
We do. We got plenty of time
Ken.
for Ken over in North Augusta. And good morning, Ken. Welcome to the C&C Auto Show.
Hey, guys, I appreciate you taking my call.
Appreciate you calling.
I've got a 2011 Ford F-150 with the backup camera in the mirror, and the last month or so, it's gotten to where probably 3/4 of the time it doesn't come on, and it gives me a blue screen and then turns off, and sometimes it'll come on real grainy, and so I was wondering what you might think about that and what the.
Well, I think the first question we have for you is, what did you back into?
Well, I haven't backed in anything, so I've actually checked the camera lens in the back,
right,
and that's all good. And I've played around with the connection in the mirror, unplugged it and plugged it back in.
Yeah.
And that hasn't really resulted in any positive outcome either. So
okay, I can't say I've actually worked on that one right off the bat, but I actually, we get a lot of good technical information. One of my favorite magazines that comes through the shop, they call them Tech Tip Fixes, and one of them was actually very similar to that. Now, it was a F-250, but we're just going to assume it's the same camera and everything. Right. They've been having trouble with the actual camera itself. Apparently the pixels I guess, and I don't know exactly how cameras work, but it's sending the pixels and the information back to the module, and then of course the module interprets it, puts it on the camera. They've been having problems with the cameras, mainly because they're in the sun all the time. Now, did you mention, is this the one in the actual tailgate handle, or is this the one above the license plate?
Well, it's located in the Ford emblem.
Yeah, right below the handle.
Mm-hmm.
Is this?
Yeah, it's actually part of the little. It actually sticks out. The Ford thing sticks out.
Yeah.
And it's on the bottom of that.
Because, see, Toyota's had a problem with this also, and I'm sure you've noticed that on that camera is actually aimed down a little bit rather than straight out the back like some of the Toyotas. Toyota's had a whole mess of problems with them because they were pointed straight. That allowed a lot of sunlight on them, and they were damaging the cameras. So as far as I know, and again, we would do some testing and whatnot to find out, but it very well could be a bad camera itself.
Okay. All right. And you have any idea what it costs to replace something like that?
Ken, to be honest, that vehicle's so new. We haven't really had to replace the camera yet. We've had different problems with them as far as, software updates, some communication problems as far as repairing that. But, physically, to this day, haven't had to replace one.
We've done some programming on those.
Yeah, that's what I mean, reprogram.
With the camera issues.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have a hard time guessing, but, just knowing that, a camera, period, sounds expensive.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate it. I do. I appreciate y'all taking my call.
Well, thanks you.
And thank you very much. Okay, and you can give us a call, 706-863-5800, Saturday mornings 8 to 10. You can send your questions to ccautoshow.com any other time. And we have given a fuel report, so we're going to try to squeeze in one more item. We're going to squeeze in a real quick thing about headlights. Cars used to be real easy to change headlights, but now they've become much more difficult.
Yeah, all you needed was a Phillips head.
Yeah, and on some vehicles now you have to take the bumpers off to change them. Mm-hmm. You want to be very careful to get the correct type headlight if you do have to change the headlight.
Good quality one too, Napa brand. Yeah,
exactly, a good quality headlight. Okay, we are running out of time. We're going to have to shut this puppy down for a little bit. But we'll be cranking up a whole new hour before you know it. You can catch us on Facebook, and you can watch this show and past shows on YouTube. Go to youtube.com and go to the C&C Auto Show. And we want to thank you, everyone, for tuning in, logging in, and especially those that called into the show to be a part of the show. And we will be back with you with another show before you know it. And thank you again for listening to the C&C Auto Show. I have found that one of the most important ingredients to quality car repair, whether you're repairing it yourself or having it repaired, is to use good quality parts. That's why I've been using and recommending Napa parts for many years. They fit, they work, and they last, and they have the Napa name backing that up. Professionals do not like having to do a job over, and that's why so many professional shops use Napa Auto Parts. My guess is that you don't want to do the job over either, and that's why you should use Napa Parts also. So for a Napa Auto Parts store near you, go to NapaOnline.com and search for the store that is most convenient for you. You'll also see a lot of neat specials and some very useful information. So get the good stuff. Get Napa Auto Parts.